Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We're at 19760 Southwest Anderson Street here in Beaverton. We've advanced out to the main, shut the water off. We're now going to reel back the camera. I've got a little bit of water still trickling to the line here. And with the light glare I've got up here on the rooftop right now, this is one of those lines I may have to do some reviewing in better lighting at home. No matter what I do, whether I've got an umbrella shading the thing, it's just hard to get my eyes to adjust completely. And this is by no means an outrageously beat up sewer line. We still have water trickling through. There's people in the house working and living in there. Marisol's in there, so they're gonna have a little bit of water trickling through. And so what we're in right now, and the reason I started this thing out this way is I wasn't sure how successful the roof access was gonna be. Sometimes on this design, this house design, it can be a really, really tricky access point. This one was actually set up very nicely. You've got some level of standing water in the line right here, but we also have a lot of debris sitting in front of the camera. As you can see, we just went past. And that is likely a lot of the reason for the water standing there. I'm gonna hop down really quick and do a toilet flush just to help see if I can clear some of that out of there. But that water feels like it's standing most likely just due to the amount of debris that's sitting in the line right now. You know, this is one of those sewer lines that you could potentially at some point do a trenchless epoxy liner on, and it behooves you nowadays to get ahead of these things and not sit and wait for forever. Because the thing you run the risk of, especially with older pipe materials like this, concrete pipe especially, you know, I can tell some of your pipe joints here, like this one in particular, most of them you go past, you're going to notice kind of a dark ring around the joint. And what that is moisture seeping through. Sometimes they can sit that way for eons, never amounts to anything. And other times you will get a slow but sure progressive settling, because the line will allow for dirt to flow into the pipe and it's hydro eroding the soil out from under the line. So the reason you don't want to let things wear out completely nowadays is for that reason. You can do a lot of this stuff trenchlessly and preserve most of the slope and grade you've got without having to tear everything up again. So anyway, I'm gonna do a toilet flush or two, see if I can clear the line out here. I'm having a hard time getting that spot to clear. There's a lot of junk sitting in the line right now. Yeah, if that bathroom's open, if you wouldn't mind doing actually probably 2 toilet flushes. See if we, thanks, man. Sorry, I'm sitting here yelling at the guy down below me with the microphone turned on. I probably just blew your eardrums out. I apologize. Didn't realize I had the mic turned on. Still so much debris in the line right here. This is, yeah, if you don't, it, this is kind of a tricky line. I mean, I ran through here when the line was basically about completely bone dry. The hard part is just the sheer amount of debris that's sitting in the line right now can easily be what's causing the water to stand, because we did not have this amount when I first ran through here. All right, so some of this debris is probably expanding the standing water area out a little bit further than it realistically is. I just got that last locate there about 2 feet into the road. Realistically, the standing water may actually dissipate off right at the street edge. That's a very common area for a belly to dissipate because it's after the driveway has hit its apex. So it's a very common location for a belly to all of a sudden just magically stop at a street edge. It's very common. And by magically, I don't mean magically. It's a common issue with the way lines are graded. Over the years, it's a common spot to get a belly that starts at the midpoint of a driveway, and then it will often dissipate because these lines are being installed at 2 different times. The stub coming off the main is installed by a completely different person and at a different time than the rest of the sewer line. The line in there somewhere is making a turn. The hard part is seeing it. My camera's underwater, so the locate I just got back there, right where the standing water starts, the locate I'm getting anyway, it looks like the line is kind of cutting across the driveway from left to right at an angle, and then it looks like it straightens out and shoots on off and straightens out and then runs off the road after that point. But my camera's underwater there, so it's a really hard spot to see exactly where the turn is. And it's even kind of hard to feel it. I don't like guessing, but based on the locates I'm getting here, the marking I just did just off to this, it's just a couple feet from the left side edge of the driveway. I think the line's only running a little bit further. And that little thing right there just looks like some kind of debris hanging on the sidewall of the pipe. That could easily just be some debris that went down the line that got stuck there. So as for the rest of the cast iron here, the rest of this is held up quite nicely. There's no scale buildup in the line, no debris of any kind. This stuff back in here looks good. If I recall, I think you had a little bit of standing water at the very bottom of the vent. Like right there, the very base of the vent, but it's extremely short-lived. It's like an 8-inch section of pipe. It's really not worth messing with or anything. And one thing that would be a good idea if you're going to be tearing the driveway up already and digging a line in, you could do this in combination. You could dig the line in the driveway and then epoxy line everything under the road, so you don't have to tear the road up. That's a good cost-effective way to do things. But in the process of doing that, it would be a very good idea to install a clean-out access in the driveway or somewhere along that repair area so that you've got a proper access point. You want to do a 2-way clean-out.